Tawheed has inner and outer. Likewise, Nubuwwat has inner reality and also outer reality. What is the inner reality of Nubuwwat? Dana fatadalla fakana qaba. Just like Brother Fayaz has described, even Jibreel had no power to reach to that point. Where Jibreel says, no, this is the last point of mine, and you have to go alone. So human being has a power more than the Jibreel, more than the Mikael, more than the angels, to reach to the point of Dana Fatadallah. And no one has gone but our beloved Prophet. That is inner reality of the Prophet, which is very difficult to even attain the ma'rifah of that inner reality. The outer reality of the Prophet is لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. This is the aspect all of us we are forgetting. When I am describing, people might call me anything, but this is the reality we have to acknowledge. So what we are saying, there is a reality of Nubuwwah, inner reality, there is an outer reality of Nubuwwah. There is an inner reality of Imamah, there is an outer reality of Imamah. There is an inner reality of Tawheed, there is an outer reality of Tawheed. And we, being a follower of the beloved Prophet, we have to look the outer realities in order to become an example for the other communities. That aspect is we are preaching. And when we preach this, people think, oh, they were bringing prophets into lower. No, we are not. Allah is saying, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the life of the Prophet, there is an example. That means he is the good example for you. If you want to be a husband, look at how he has dealt with his wives. And if you want to be a follower, look how he has followed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala command. If you want to be in the society, if you want to be a leader, follow the leader who became the leader of humanity. For each and every aspect, he becomes the leader.
Nare Risalat, Ya Rasulullah, Nare Haidari, Ya Ali, Salawat bar Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
This reality, outer reality, the non-Muslims, they acknowledge. And we Muslims are unaware of this fact. I'll give two examples today. One is Bernard Shaw. All of you have heard the name Bernard Shaw. Very great scholar, eminent scholar in the Western Hemisphere. He says, I believe that if a man like him, meaning Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to assume the governorship of modern world, he would succeed in solving the problems in a way that would bring the much needed peace and happiness. I hope all of you are getting this message. And look at the perspectives of non-Muslims. And we don't know what wealth we have in our hand. And today, in greater GTA, two great personalities' birthday is celebrating, and we are sleeping. We don't know what's happening today. We are not realizing the intensity of tonight. And tomorrow is a very important fast. It's equal to 70 years of Hajj and Umrah. I hope all of us be fast. One of the 4 fasts of the year. May Allah give us that inspiration, inshallah. And when you do that, pray for me, I'll pray for you also. I believe that if a man like him were to assume the ownership of the modern world, a governorship of the modern world, he would succeed in solving the problems in a way that would bring the much needed peace and happiness. Europe is beginning to be enamored of the creed of Muhammad. He looks, I'm talking his 1930s. He looks further. He says, very soon, the ideology of Prophet Muhammad is going to come into the society. It is coming now. It's like a wildfire. In the next century, it may go further, he says, in recognizing the unity of the creed in solving its problems. What is this? This is outer reality of Risala. Another example, Gandhi. Look at what his perspective of Gandhi. If you say salawat, inshallah. I become more than ever convinced. Nowadays everybody is. We are becoming in defense line. I don't know why we are becoming in defense line. Because of the bombardment after 9/11, you are terrorists, you cannot have any strength to speak. No, brother, wake up. We are human beings. And we are the one who have taught them the reality of life. Even the civilization which has the West, it is because of us. They don't have nothing to offer for us. And we are the people who led them. Don't be led by them. Lead them. I become more than ever convinced that it was not the sword that won a place for Islam in those days. It was not the sword. It was the rigid simplicity. The word you say, rigid simplicity. In the Western countries, we are here, I am also involved, you are also involved. And we have houses, we have cars. And each and every moment we look after into visa card. Each and every time we are going into more and more and more and more. There is no limits. And he says it is because his not simplicity, rigid simplicity. The utter self-effacement, utter self-effacement of the Prophet, the scrupulous regard for pleasures, his intense devotion to his friends and followers, and his intrepidity, his fearlessness, his absolute trust in God. And in his own mission, he had وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَى رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ. Believers, they don't trust on no one but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at now. Everybody wants to crush. A believing nation is sitting tall and wide. They are saying, no, we are not going to budge. Because we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They could not do nothing. So who is fearful? Man khaf Allah, akhaf Allahu minhu kulla shay. If you fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you have a fear of Allah, and Allah is going to put in each and everything your fear. If you are not fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be fearful of each and everything. His fearlessness, his absolute trust in God and his own mission, these and not the sword, carried everything before them and surmounted every obstacle. Salawat.